Now Mary, you may know, is one of the original garden presenters on Gardening Australia. She was the resident New South Wales girl and expert on cool climate gardening with Peter Cundall during the 1990s. And we're very lucky to have Mary here today to give us all her insider tips and tricks on kitchen gardening.
And it certainly is therapeutic. They've done tests on the chemicals that are released when you put your hands in the soil and you mix it. It's almost like endorphins being released. Oh, it's real. Absolutely, it's real. It's not imagined. So it's not just the fact that you're not holding your iPhone theoretically when you're in the garden. You're not looking at television or checking your emails or anything like that. You might be listening to music, but hopefully you're listening to birds.
I really wanted my character Stella to literally be able to taste the salt on her tongue when a westerly blew. So I wanted to be able to go there and really experience what it was like. So through these pastoral lease maps, I cold called a couple of stations, introduced myself, and eventually I was referred on to a property, and luckily the owners had read my books, so they invited me to come and stay for a week in the homestead, which was wonderful. And they were sheep property in the 1940s, which gets back to doing that on-the-ground research. So in the evenings I was going through all their archives, their police station records, and then during the day I'd go out walking through the desert. Now, I had a backpack, so I had water, food, pen, paper, maps and a compass, because you only have to walk about half an hour into the dunes and everything looks exactly the same. So it's extraordinarily easy to get lost.
So we will announce the runner-up first. Thank you, Carol, and we'll have an acceptance speech after that.
The runner-up of the second annual High Country Indie Book Award is The House of Your Set, Yumna Kassab.
Yumna Kassab this was her first collection of short fiction, The House of Yusuf. We all agreed that it was a stunning read into a world of Lebanese Australian migrants in Western Sydney that was a glimpse to a world that we had never ever encountered, and it's an incredibly moving book. And Yumna cannot be here today, but she has written an acceptance speech which we'll now have read by Mary Moody. Thank you, Mary.
It is my wish for those who read this book, who generously engage with it, that they should see resonances in their own lives. I hope that the stories in The House of Yusuf are one that readers return to over the years, that symbols and words are a reminder of our human similarities and the power of stories to reach across our superficial differences.
Thank you, Mary.
The winner of the 2020 High Country Indie Book Award is You Had Me at Hole Up by Lee Robshaw.
Lee cannot be here today to accept her award, but she has written an acceptance speech that will be read by her dear friend Mary Garden, who lives in the same town, Maleny, in Queensland. Thank you, Mary.
My book, You Had Me at Olam, was 25 years in the making, 3 years of living the story and 22 years of doubting my ability to write it. It lived inside me like a little creature that kept popping its head up while I kept pushing it down. I couldn't have it surgically removed, so writing it was the only way to get it out. I have been stunned with the response to my book in the year since it was published.
Thank you so much.